Right now, in the room you are sitting in, there is invisible light passing through your body. It's flying out of a little box, punching through your walls, through your furniture, through you, and slamming into your phone hundreds of millions of times every second. And your phone is firing it right back. This has been happening every moment of your life for 25 years, and you have never felt a thing. This is Wi-Fi. And how it actually works is genuinely insane. Let's start with what that signal even is. Wi-Fi is made of radio waves, and radio waves are the same fundamental thing as visible light. They are both electromagnetic radiation. Ripples in the electric and magnetic fields that fill all of space. The only difference is the frequency. The light your eyes can see wiggles incredibly fast. Wi-Fi wiggles much slower, which is why you can't see it, and why it can pass through walls that block light. It travels, by the way, at the speed of light. 300 million meters per second. From your router to your phone is, basically, instant. But before any of that, the signal has to reach your house. And this is where two devices get confused for one. Your internet arrives through a cable in the ground, fiber or coax, into a box called the modem. The modem's job is to translate your internet provider's signal into normal internet data. Then a second device, the router, takes that data and shares it, deciding what goes to your laptop, your TV, your phone. The thing most people call the Wi-Fi router is actually all three jobs. Modem, router, and radio, crammed into one box. The radio part is what we care about. So how do you get data, ones and zeros, your favorite show, onto an invisible wave? You might think you just switch the wave on and off. On for 1, off for 0. But that is far too slow. So engineers do something much cleverer, called modulation. Picture a single, steady wave. You can change its height, its amplitude. And you can shove it slightly forward or back in time, its phase. By combining lots of different heights with lots of different phase shifts, you can make hundreds of unique, recognizable states. Each state is a symbol, and each symbol stands for a chunk of bits. Modern Wi-Fi packs 10 bits into every single symbol. And it gets crazier. Instead of sending one stream of these symbols, Wi-Fi splits the signal into 48 smaller streams, running side by side at slightly different frequencies, all at once, without interfering. So your router is juggling 48 parallel conversations, each stuffed with 10 bits per symbol, changing hundreds of thousands of times a second. It is playing a 48-dimensional game of chess, 250,000 times per second, so you can watch a man fall off a skateboard. Now there's a social problem. Your router isn't the only thing talking. Your laptop, your phone, your smart bulb, your neighbor's network, they all share the same invisible space. If everyone talks at once, it's just noise. So Wi-Fi is weirdly polite. Before any device transmits, it listens. If the channel is busy, it waits a tiny, random amount of time, then checks again. It's a room full of people who all agreed never to interrupt each other. Which works beautifully, until you cram 30 devices in, and everyone is so busy politely waiting their turn that your video call starts to stutter. So why does your signal die in the back bedroom? Because as the wave travels through stuff, the stuff steals its energy. Open air, no problem. Drywall, barely a scratch. But brick, concrete, and especially metal absorb and reflect huge chunks of the wave. Water does too, which is awkward, because you are mostly water. A fish tank, or a thick wet wall, is a genuine Wi-Fi killer. And here's a fun one. Your microwave oven runs at almost exactly the same frequency as your Wi-Fi, but at 10,000 times the power. That is the only real difference between heating up lasagna and sending a text. Power. Then there's the magic trick in modern routers, called MIMO. Remember how walls reflect the signal? Old systems saw that as a problem. Echoes bouncing everywhere. New routers turned it into a superpower. With multiple antennas, they send several different data streams at once, deliberately using those reflections, so each stream takes a different bouncing path to your phone. Your phone's antennas catch all of them and untangle them with math. And with beamforming, the router fires from several antennas with slightly different timing, so the waves all add up precisely at your device. Like aiming an invisible spotlight, made of radio, directly at your phone, as you walk around the house. And not all Wi-Fi is the same. Your router actually broadcasts on 2 or 3 different bands at once, and they come with a constant trade-off. The 2.4 GHz band uses longer waves, around 12 centimeters each. Long waves are tough. They bend around furniture and punch through walls, so they reach the far corners of your home, but they carry data more slowly, and they are crowded, because everything from your microwave to your neighbor's baby monitor is screaming on that same band. The 5 GHz band uses shorter, 6 cm waves. They carry far more data, much faster, but they are weaker, and they fade after a couple of walls. The newest band, 6 GHz, is faster still, but it barely escapes the room it is in. That is the eternal Wi-Fi bargain. Range, or speed. You almost never get both. It is why standing next to the router feels like a completely different internet than the back bedroom. And Wi-Fi has been quietly getting smarter for decades. Every few years it gets a new version, with a bigger number and a bigger appetite. Wi-Fi 4 managed a few hundred megabits. Wi-Fi 5 leapt into the gigabits. Wi-Fi 6 learned to juggle dozens of hungry devices at once without choking, which matters now that your doorbell, your lights, your watch, and your fridge all want a slice of the air. Each new generation paints more bits onto every wave, and squeezes more gadgets into the same crowded space, without making anyone wait. So let's put the whole impossible chain together. Your show leaves the server, races down a fiber cable into your modem, hops to your router, gets chopped into bits, painted onto a radio wave as thousands of tiny amplitude and phase symbols across 48 channels, fired through your walls at the speed of light, caught by your phone's antenna, and decoded back into video. The newest version, Wi-Fi 7, can do this at up to 46 gigabits a second. And the whole journey, from router to phone, finishes before your thumb has even lifted off the screen. If you just learned something genuinely useful, hit subscribe. We break down the tech you use every day.